Let's fix the hair. Why the hell did you not go down? Alright, let's start modeling. So 2 characters down, 1 more to go. So I got box head here. He's almost done. I think I will probably make his head like this wide, or just decrease the size of the base. But yeah, so far I like it. There's some details missing, like his the plastic thing, the panels, the duct tape, which I will be modeling later. Or painting. Most likely I will be painting those parts. But most of the stuff that needs to be in is already in. And then this is Spider Bot. This boy's nicely modeled. It looks pretty close to the reference. There are some certain stylized discrepancies between the concept art and what I decided to do. Like I added like these joints, where here it's like just one arm joint thing, which kind of, it doesn't make any sense to have it the way she made it there. But I think it's pretty close and keeps true to the concept. And now I'm going to be modeling this guy. This guy is probably the cutest one. He reminds me of a character from Love, Death, Robots. I don't know what it was called. I forgot what his name was, but this guy, see? I think it's because of the like pill design, or the dome shape, and then the ears, I guess. I should actually try modeling this one. Maybe I'll do that in the future. He seems pretty cute. Alright, let's minimize that. Start getting this guy in. Alright, so from what I'm looking at, he looks like it's basically a cylinder. There's a bunch of cylinders for the body. This panel is going to be inset inside the cylinder. Bunch of cylinders for the ears, and yeah, this is a joint that connects his ear to his head. I can probably figure something out for that one. And then I think the most difficult part about this one is going to be the dreads. I think I know how I can do these. It's not going to be that hard, but like making it functional is what I'm kind of worried about. Because I can make them look like they work, that's no problem, but she didn't put a lot of thought into like how they connect. I guess she was trying to go for like a more simplistic model, so she wasn't thinking more so about functionality. But it's okay, it's okay, we can find a workaround, and we don't have to keep things too realistic, so I can just get 3 cylinders and model the threads. So yeah, I would say out of these all 3, this one's like the most organic one, so I might have to get into ZBrush and sculpt some of the angles, but for the most part I'm just going to try to stay in Maya. Alright, so his head is basically a giant cylinder. Just trying to get the volume of the guy compared to the others. So he's a little shorter than than the spider bot. So I guess I can put them down like that. Okay. And then let's round them out a bit. To do that, select the top edge, and bottom edge, and we can just bevel this. Once you bevel it, add segments, and voila, you got that fill shape. Pill shape, not fill. And then he's not really that round, so just scale him down a bit at the bottom. And his top is actually pretty flat, so I might just need to do this. It looks kind of like that. Maybe just a little bit up. It's just like you adjust it until it feels kind of right, and then once it feels right to you, you stop. Alright, so we got the face in. Now let's get the body in. Let's get the ears in. So the ears, I'm just going to duplicate the body, scale it down, move it down, scale it up, and then remove the bottom parts. There we go. Alright, so the function is its ears. I'm going to try to translate it correctly so it doesn't get annoying later. Let's change the song. Sea shanty. Let's do something. Let's do Daft Punk to commemorate their breakup. Alright, so his ears are about, let's see, is it about the size of his eyes? Slightly bigger than his eyes. So I would say his body is like 3 ears. So make them slightly taller. Alright, I think that's good enough. And then first, when you model, you want to focus on getting the base shapes first before you get into any details, so you don't get like trapped in detailing. You're gonna want to do it in like phases. So the first phase is to just block in the basic shapes that you see. So for the, I might just hide these two, remove this one like over there so it's not blocking my view. So yeah, as I was saying, like, so the first things you want to do when you're modeling is just block in the basic shapes. So cylinder here, for the threads, maybe make it a little bit chunkier. Move on forward, and then you can instance it. Instancing basically makes it so that every time that I edit one mesh, the other mesh gets edited at the same time, so I don't have to edit every single mesh that I duplicated individually. So if I were to bevel here, the other one will get beveled as well. It's a pretty nifty trick. I don't know what it's called in Blender. When I used to use Blender, there used to be a tool for it. Not a tool, like a plugin. I don't know if it's the same today. Alright, so we got the treads in. Let's move them closer just a little bit. Let's go to orthographic so it's more accurate. Alright, you two move up. And then I'm going to try to get the this line to line up with the graph line, so it's somewhat even. You can also mirror it. I'm lazy, so I'm going to do it this way. Mirroring would give you a more accurate result though, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so I think this is good. In the concept though, the size of these things is not too big. So let me just group them and then scale them down. So it's like it's not necessarily halfway. It's sort of oh shit. Thank you, Domino. Dominosoko. Thanks for the award. I hope it helped. Sleeper service. Your fire alarm beeped. I know. I don't have the battery thing. I'm probably gonna buy it after the stream. Go out and buy it. Cause it's been annoying the whole night. I don't have the correct battery. It uses one of those the fat ones. I don't know. Was it like AAA? Or is it AA? I don't know. I don't know a lot about batteries, but I'm gonna change it after the stream. Anyways, I think this is about right, size-wise, proportion-wise. We will tilt him later to make him look more like the concept. For now, that'll keep it like that. Okay, now I'm gonna do the interior. This part looks like it's inset. I could technically paint this, but I don't want to cheese it, so I'm going to actually model it. Select everything, deselect this, so it selects both sides, and then I'm going to inset it a bit. So inset to about here, inset again for the inner circle. If you think you messed up, there's no problem. There's always undo button. So I think this will be good. Sleeper service 9 volt. Okay, yeah, I'll keep that in mind. I can always just talk to my to the apartment custodian. He will probably have like a spare battery he can give me. But I know that thing is like so annoying, especially like at night when you're trying to sleep. It's just beep, beep, beep. Anyways, let's continue with that. Okay, so I inserted it, so it kind of looks like this now. You can always change it. This is the magic of like instancing. So everything that I do here, it's copied to the other 3D meshes, so I don't have to do it individually or have to duplicate and move them again. Alright, so for now it's good. I'll just leave that. So big shape's done. 1, 2, 3. This one, I think the back one is kind of, I don't know if it's the angle, but the back two look closer than the front one. The front one looks a bit forward like that, and the back two look like this. But I might be wrong. It might be like the perspective, because the character is like turned here, so it might just look like that because of the perspective and the way she drew it. But actually, yeah, I kind of like the fact that these two are closer and this one's like a bit forward. It kind of like helps break symmetry and make the character like a little bit more interesting. Every time that you're doing modeling or sculpting, that's something to like pay attention to. Because symmetry, if you break symmetry, you make a character more interesting. Alright, so I'm gonna move it a little bit forward from the to the side from the body to give the I don't know what you call this, like thread protector or thread body casing. Like move it away from the body. Lil Man 300. Hey yo. Hey, what's up, Lil Man? Alright, so we're done with that. So the big shapes, we got the body, got the ears, got the shreds. So I need to do the paneling, and then I'm going to do that joint. So for the paneling, we can basically, yeah, let's use a cube. So you always have the primitives you already need for any shape that you want. All you gotta do is just use it creatively. So for paneling, I'm just gonna use a cube, and then for the edge there, let me bring it down a bit. Okay, and then you can always select the bottom two edges. Oops, actually I selected the wrong object. There we go. Just gonna go to orthographic, grab this, bottom edge. Make sure you set the pivot point to world, and then just move it until it fits. And then this one goes, I think, to around the center of here. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have to round out that edge. So I'm just gonna flatten it and move it to here, and move the top one down. Okay, so we got that part. All we gotta do is just round out this edge to give it that round look over here, and we can delete the faces. And oh, okay, so she did something here where the interior of this roll, I don't know what's called, like the technical term for it, is like covered by the thread piece. So okay, so this part's gonna be a little bit complicated, but let's do the back first, and then I'll worry about that. So let's do this. Bevel, add additional segments, and then vertex, move it backwards to about the center. Lift that up. And then this part is like angled as well. Like I think they're about like 45-degree angles. So about here. Are these two the same angle? This one's it's less steep than the other one. Okay. Alright, so we got that little curve that we needed over there in that corner. Let me drink water. My voice is kind of like cracking. Thunderstruck. Alright, so we got that shape. For the threads, once we're done on the right side, we can just mirror it on the left side. Okay, so let's do this part. So for this part, it's gonna be a little bit tricky, but we can do it. Just get a cylinder. Actually, we don't even need to use a cylinder. Let's just duplicate this part. Hopefully it breaks instance. Okay, yeah, it did. Sometimes Maya, there's this bug where once you duplicate, it won't break instance. I don't know why that happens. It's just a Maya thing. But yeah, so once we duplicate, we don't have to move another cylinder exactly to the position that we want it to. Just delete that part, delete this face, select all the inside edges, and then merge the center, so it brings everything in the middle. And alright, so this is kind of like a rim cover. Okay, let's do this edge, then delete that part. Then move this forward. It seems to, okay, it doesn't cover, does it cover the whole thing? Yeah, so it's just, I guess it's exactly the size of the threads. I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. So like that. Yeah, I think that will work. Alright, now what I have to do is make sure that the outer side of this is the same as the inner side of that. Is this another sea shanty? Yeah, it is. Alright, let's delete so I think, yeah, it's open, so it makes no sense if it wasn't open. Alright, so this part is open, so the threads can go across it. And then I'm going to choose that, Oops. Select all of these faces. Then make sure that this face and these faces are like the same in the same plane. Flying Dutchman. What is this, Pirates of the Caribbean? Okay, so now we got these merged. I think it's looking good. So now what you want to do after you did that is to go to mesh, booleans, and then we're going to use a boolean calculation. So basically it's just going to do union. It's going to make sure that these two meshes are connected. Why is it not working? Intersection maybe? No? Union? It's supposed to be union, right? I guess it's because... Oh, I think I know why it's not working. Okay, so boolean needs thickness in order to work. So I'm just going to make the meshes thick so they can collide. And the part that doesn't collide I could just always remove. So add thickness to this one as well. Union. Alright, nice. So finally. So now it connected those two edges that I wanted. And I'm just going to delete the interior because I only want the exterior faces. So I can fix the topology. Select the interior, delete the interior. And okay. And then now I'm just gonna make sure that it has somewhat workable topology. Oops. Oh, you need to get back there. And then select this face. Select these faces. Minus that. And close hole. Okay, that's not working. Alright, let's use another tactic. Let's put a vertex there. Select all these vertices, merge the center, grab that one, bring it down, grab this one. It's fine if it like does that. Move that one, then move this one there. Then add a vertex here. Okay, there we go. So we got that shape inside. Similar to this, but on her end, yeah, I need to make this shorter, or like the circle part smaller. So let's do that instead. There we go. Give that extra lip. Run away. Okay, that's not good. When I scaled it down, I didn't pay attention to the face angle, but we can always fix that. Come on. There we go. So now these faces are the same. And then let's fix this one. Oops. Move this up. And make sure these bottom edges are somewhat aligned. Nice. And then this one is the same as that one over there. Okay, I think it's looking good. Oh, I missed something here. component. Alright, just select the whole face. Come on. Is it object? Alright, let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Just grab the whole shape, isolate it, grab that face. We just want to make sure that they're the same angle so we don't have any problems later on. For some reason, okay, so these faces need to be aligned with each other, but they're not. That's what I'm trying to do, trying to get these vertices to align so I can make the object somewhat symmetrical. Alright, so the bottom one's correct. Let's go for this one. Yo, tears for another day. Alright, I think now, yep, now it's level. And it's looking much better. I'm gonna make sure that these faces are flat. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we got that shape. That shape was more complicated than I thought it was gonna be, but yeah, we got it done. Let's move it up. Alright, I think that's good. Now, the topology is a bit whack, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get these faces. So you always want like you want to have clean topology as much as you can. When it's a flat face, you can get away with like n-gons and stuff, but you know, normally you need to have either polygons or triangles. I mean quads or triangles. Not polygons and triangles. It's a brain fart. Alright, let's do that. Okay, select mid vertex. Do this. Connect you. Connect these ones. And then okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I need something that goes through here, that goes through there, and connects there. Doesn't really matter since this is like a flat face, but still, it's kind of like an OCD thing. Alright, then connect you, go midpoint, and then connect down there. Nice. Alright, so topology is much better now. And now I just want to give it some thickness, because this is like thick. It's not very thick, but it's still thick. Yeah, let's just let's do 0.1 just to round it off a bit. And there we go, we got that thickness. The sides, it doesn't really need a gap on the sides. I might just select this face and just like, instead of moving that other thing, there we go, do that. And then now we gotta do the threads. Alright, so the threads are gonna be a little bit tricky. I could do like individual threads and then make a curve and then have them follow the curve, which is like the more like the normal way of doing it, the more advanced way of doing it. But these aren't really threads. These just look like long pieces of rubber. So I might just use like a cube round off the top, round off the corners, and then just extrude the faces. That way I think it will be quicker to make the shape than the curve way, but the curve way is like better because you can animate it easier. I'm not really animating these guys, so I think I'll just do it the cube way. Alright, so let's do that. Select these faces. Let's move this guy up to make some space. Alright. Before I do that though, that's a little bit complex, so I'm gonna do the... Yeah, let's do this part. Let's give him another ear. Extrude, merge to center. And then it kinda looks like... It's not really like flat. Looks like it kinda rounds off to there. Excuse me. Let's do that. Offset. Whoa. What the hell? Oh yeah, I accidentally selected the wrong face. Okay, let's do that. Select that edge, round off, bevel that edge, add more edge loops. Alright, I think it's good. Let me take another swig. Alright. We got that one ear. It's got like a crease here. I don't know what you would call it. What the fuck? I think the internet cut off. Damn. Alright, let me try streaming again. Okay, stream. Alright. That was weird. Is the VPN on? Is that why? No, the VPN's off. I guess there's an outage or something. Alright, so let's continue. I'm going to do that. Get that crease over here. Drag this back in. Well, it cut off again? Like, what the hell? Hasn't been an hour. I'll start streaming again. This Rpan thing is very unpredictable. I wish they came up with like a better software. My internet still works, right? Oh no. My internet's dead. God damn it, Comcast. How come YouTube works? It's already cached the music. Alright, in the meantime, let me just finish this. Let's until it comes back again. It might be just a short outage. There you go. It's off. Alright, so I made the ear part. And then for this joint, I'm just going to... I already have a couple joints already made here, so I'm not gonna start from scratch. I'm just gonna duplicate this, move it here, select this joint, deselect everything else, and then move it to the center. Like that. And voila, we got that joint. Actually, I should have kept the leg thing, because I can attach that part to the head, so it doesn't just look like it's just popping out of the head. It'll make it look more normal, I guess. I don't know what you would it would look more functional. I think that's the correct word. Alright, scale it down again, move it up. Nice. And I might just delete the top side and then this side too, and move that up. Alright, now we got his little bunny ears. Let's move it closer to his body. There we go. And now he can move it back and forth, and there's something in his head to actually attach it. Alright, the internet is back. Can I start streaming? Yeah, okay, I can. Start streaming. That was annoying. Okay, so we put the ear in. I'm thinking of having like some kind of lip here, so it doesn't just look like it's popping out, like a cylinder popping out. Usually, like in industrial stuff, they have lips when they join two pieces of metal together, so it can provide additional support. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, that looks nice. Move it up. Oops. I don't know why the bottom one has a face. I gotta delete these faces. Okay. Alright, move you down. Yeah, I think this is good. The ear is like set in place. And then I need this this part. Alright, how am I gonna do with that part? Okay, so for this part, I can use another spear. Not a spear, a cylinder. Scale it down. Center it. Let's go to front view or the top view. Either one is fine. So I know it's coming out on both edges correctly. Alright, so I think this is good. Maybe scale it down, pop it up again, scale it down, pop it up. And then I probably need to move this up so you can see the whole thing. There we go. Scale it back. Alright, sweet. We got the ears. Let's merge everything. Delete history, center pivot. And we can always just mirror it. There we go, bunny ears. Done and done. Now, what's left? Okay, so now let's go into the threads, which is probably going to be the most annoying part. Yeah, so let's tackle it. Let's get a... Let me change the music. This was song. So I had like an internet outage. That's why like the stream cut off earlier. Sometimes that happens where I live. I don't know why. And we have like a big ass cell phone tower too, right outside my house. But I don't know if that's like It's not really connected to my internet anyways. But I thought my internet would be more stable, but nope. Alright, let's your likes auto playlist. Yeah, let's play that. Alright, so did I get the cube? Yeah, I got the cube. So this is going to be a triangle. So alright, so let's just add a center edge loop, and then I'm going to collapse these edges. Sorry, collapse, merge, collapse edge. Alright, and then select these edges, select this pivot point, pull them down. It's essentially a triangle. So move that up. Move that up as well. Oops, both sides. So what does it look like from the side? Just select only the parts that we need. So let's select 1, 2, 3. This whole area. Come here, orthographic view. You need to be flat. You two need to be raised up a bit. And then you get moved out to this point. The center line of the thread. Same thing here. And the top one, center line again. But make sure to give them like a little bit of distance. These two should be aligned, so make sure that they're aligned. Alright. Now I'm going to select the sharp corners and I'm going to bevel them so it has that curvature that I want. So bevel them up to the point, I think so alright, so I'm going to bevel them separately. So screw the top one, select the side ones first. So these two. Yep, and do that. Then you can always control the factor. So it looks like something like that. Be good. Select those faces, move them down. Make sure they match the threads. Make sure that they actually go over the threads. There we go. Do the same thing for the back. I kind of want to make sure that it's kind of like it's flat here, so it like the ground, so the threads actually have contact with the ground. So I'm gonna select this edge and then flatten it with that one. And then for the rest, I would just use this one as the pivot point, world, and move up. Perfect. And I can do the same thing for here. Move it down. Actually, the front one, it's fine. I'm not gonna worry about the front one as much as the back one. But maybe just put it down just a little bit. Alright, select all three, flatten them, move them up just a little bit. Alright, we got our side threads. Now let's do the top one. And select the object. Damn, it's a lot of Daft Punk music today. Not that I'm complaining. Alright, So I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments. So yeah, so try to match the segments so it's easier later on to move around stuff. Don't overcomplicate your segments unless you need to. Alright, so center segment, I'm gonna align it with the threads. There we go. Alright, so now we got our threads. Select all the center faces, delete. Nice. And here we go. So we got the thread part. Now all I gotta do is just make sure they're aligned from the front view so it makes sense. And then I'm gonna give the threads a little bit of a lip, so they're not like exactly aligned to the rims. I don't know all these technical terms. I think I gotta study them. The center metallic rollies. I think that's what I just like to call them. Makes us stronger. Our work is never over. Work it harder, make it better. Alright, these are good. Scale it up just a bit. Scale this one up a bit as well. And then the threads seem like super thick. They're thick boys. So when I extrude, I'm gonna make sure that it extrudes correctly and it's like thick. So I think, yeah, this thickness is good. And then, alright. Okay, so we got our plate here. We got our threads. We got our body. What else am I missing? Oh, nope. Go. Not what I want. Alright, let me make sure that I save this file. Alright. I didn't turn off autosave, but just make sure that autosave is still on. God damn it, autosave is on. Is off. Alright, so interval 10 minutes, limit autosave. No, don't limit them. I need to prompt me. Named folder. I have a folder here. Autosave. I think it's the top one. Alright, so I was wondering why I wasn't getting prompted. It wasn't autosaving. Shit. I've lost so many like projects because Maya wouldn't autosave. It's ridiculous. Okay. Just make sure that the threads align. So it doesn't look like weird like this. Come on, select both sides. I don't want to like destroy the normals though. How can I fix this issue without having to destroy the even thickness of the whole thread? Okay, so I'm gonna delete. Oop. Come on. This side too. Scale it down. So I want this to be aligned correctly, so it doesn't look like it's cutting through. I don't like that look. So for that, I'm just going to manually position these vertices correctly, and then I'm going to extrude out instead of extruding in like I did before. Alright, I think it's good. And then extrude out to about here. Scale you up a bit. Okay. Alright, I think this looks nice. Maybe this side's a bit chunky. Let's tighten it up. Alright, now let's do the rivets, whatever these things are called. Just make sure that they're evenly spaced by putting in evenly spaced polygons. So here, come on, there. I can actually paint this in if I don't want like extra polygons. So I might just actually paint it later in Substance Painter, because I think painting it will make it look more more cartoony, I guess, than having it actually be polygons. And then it will put like less stress on my computer too when I render it later on, because I'm saving some polygon space. Also, this is, wow, yeah, this is a lot smaller than what I predict. I'm used to working on like thank threads. Like in my, if you check out some of my projects on my Instagram, I work on like big thanks, so the threads are like fat. Threads on this little guy is tiny, so I'm gonna make it a lot smaller than. I think this would be a good size, and then make this thing a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think this is good. And you guys are a lot smaller. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I select you three and everything that's inside. Group everything together. Call it threads. And I'm going to mirror instance it. So anything that I apply here will be applied towards the other side. So even if I were to like UV unwrap it and everything, it's going to be applied to the other side. Okay, so even these things. So every time that I move here, it's going to move over there and move all the other threads inside. And it saves. It's good if you to instance than to duplicate, because duplicate creates a whole new object, while instancing you're just copying the same object. So for your memory, if you have like a slow computer, it's really good. Alright, so we did that part. What's left? We did his little bunny ears. Technically I could just paint this out. I don't really have to like make it in here, but I kind of do like having that extra detail on their face, because their face is where most people will be looking at, and if I were to paint this on, it would look kind of flat. So I'm going to create the panels and cut it out into this object. It's okay for something like threads and something if you were to paint it out, because people aren't going to pay attention to it as much, but faces is important. Also, I think these guys are too big. Damn. Yeah, scale you guys down. Scale down. Move here. Actually, let's delete this one. Go back to thread. Select all the objects. Oops. Select the group. Center pivot. And put the pivot down here. So it pivots when I scale it down, it pivots down. So the corner of his like face is supposed to be in the same line as the thread bottom. Okay, so thread top. So I guess here like that. I think this is a good scale. and then I could just use that to gauge the head. Okay, now I can mirror instance. D. Make sure this is at the center. Mirror instance. Alright, awesome. He might be a little too chunky too. Let's give him a little let's move you closer. He's not necessarily smaller than the rest, but I think I had him too big earlier, his proportions. Alright, I think this is good. Others are growing up. Up inside, have a clue. Mirror instance again. I'm gonna mirror instance the side, the ears too. Come on. God damn it. Move. Alright, finally. Okay, so I think now he looks more proportional. Alright, let's do his face now. I can just use the what's that tool? The cut tool to cut the shape of the face, or I can do it another way, which is basically using booleans to just cut the shape that I want out of it. I feel like boolean would be more convenient. I have an easier time working with booleans, but cutting it's also you can cut the shape and then inset. A lot of people use booleans more because it's simpler to understand. But the problem with booleans is you gotta do a lot of cleanup. So that's something you gotta worry about. So his face would be about, I guess, this width. Kind of curves around. Okay, so since his face curves around, I need to have more topology. Because every time that you're gonna be cutting into something that's round, if it's a flat surface it's not a problem, but if it's a round surface you need like more topology. Otherwise you're gonna come out with not okay looking edges. Oh, come on, Maya. Alright, first let's select these 1, 2 edges, delete these ones, and then here edging. Seriously? Alright, let me do it manually. Screw it. Sometimes the default tools in I understand if, like, the plugins don't work, but when the default tools don't work, it's kind of like, god damn it. It's kind of, Maya has like a mind of its own. That was a good song. In a rose tattoo, I got your name written here in a rose tattoo. So I'm gonna aim to put his face in between these two edges, so it doesn't go too far up, and yeah, and then like it loops around pretty long, so maybe up to here. Yeah, I think this would be good. Now select the corner, bevel them. Yeah, I think this is good. His screen is pretty big though, so just make sure to keep proportions correct when you're doing stuff like this. It will save you a lot of headache later on. So let's move this down, and then okay, so this is like select the threads, move them a little bit forward. Now let's keep them where they were. This is the thing with perspectives when you're working on like cartoony characters and stuff. Sometimes the 2D perspective looks like it has sense, but when you put it into the 3D world, it kind of like it doesn't make sense. So you're left like filling some holes. So like this, for example, and the fact that the character's like tilting and at the same time his body's like rotated, it kind of makes it hard to gauge where to put his face correctly when he's like a three-dimensional character. I'm just gonna go with what I feel looks right. So his face is not necessarily a square, it's more of like a rectangle that's like taller than it is wide. So I'm going to make it more like this. And the top part isn't necessarily flat, so I might want to add an edge here, move the edge up, bevel it, segments. I actually like the flat better instead of that. So let's keep flat. Alright, and let's select the face. I think this is good. So delete those edges. Excuse me. Select that, merge center, extrude, merge center. Alright, now we're just gonna select the character. Can't wanna ruin this type of love don't always come and go. And then select booleans. Make sure you delete history so that Maya doesn't crash. Do the same thing here, delete history. Alright, I'm gonna select the object that I want to cut, and then let's see, intersection. Yeah, let's do intersection, but before I do any of that, I'm just gonna duplicate this object, then do intersection. So that way I'll have the panel, and I'll still have the mesh underneath it. And then we're going to want to delete the outer parts. Delete that part. Delete history, center pivot. Alright, we got the face panel. Alright, now I'm trying to just figure out how I should go about cutting it. Let's add thickness towards the inside. Move this bad boy out. Come on. There you go, move this out a bit. And Split faces. I'm just gonna do another Boolean operation. Difference. Union just joins it. I need difference. Come on. Alright, so difference. There we go. So now cut it inwards. So we got like that little edge on the inside. And it's represented here. Now what I want to do is get this part. I don't know what you would call that, like the interior edge. So for that, I'm gonna select this. Make sure to symmetry, topology. Come on, symmetry. There we go. So everything I do on the right side, we duplicate it on the other side. I've tried again, but when I'm something I never felt. Alright, and for okay, so now I gotta do a lot of like fixing. So we got way more vertices than we bargained for. And this is the thing with using booleans, you gotta be okay with being able to fix things when things don't come out the way you want them to. So it's not a very big deal, but I gotta fix this topology. Alright, so fix that. We're gonna get rid of all the n-gons. 50, 50, 50. There you go. And then you don't really want to move these. You just gotta connect them to the nearest vertice. You don't really want like poles like this that are like one vertice. It should have 4 edges coming out of it. When you have like 5 edges coming out of like one vertice like this, it causes problems when you smooth. But let me show you. So it will cause like pinching. I don't know what you call it, a pinching effects, as you can see here. So you don't really want that to happen, but it's much better than an n-gon. So when you have an n-gon, this is what happens. Everything just kind of like crashes. So that's why I'm trying to limit my n-gons as much as I can. So let's connect these here. Connect these here. Nah, I don't want to destroy that. And then this one, I don't really mind if this one moves. There we go. Okay, now we're just gonna have to like finish up fixing the top part. So that means I thought I added here. I didn't. I guess I didn't add an edge here. I could have sworn I did. One more edge. Make sure this one's connected to this one here, and these guys are connected to this, and then this guy is connected to this. I'm gonna make sure this one's headed here. I think this is the last one. Yep. Move you here. Or should I just move you up there? Nah, let's move you down here. Okay, so now we did. So we don't have any n-guns on the top part. There's some stuff that we still have to fix, but for the most part, I missed this one, I guess. Is there an edge here? Why are you all wonky? Okay, so the center edge is kind of messed up, so let's select these two vertices merge to center. Actually, no. Let's select the outer one and then drag it to the center. Alright, now break symmetry. And then I'm not gonna work hard of doing the same thing in the bottom. I'm just going to mirror it. I'm gonna try working smart. So to do that, just select everything, mirror in the y-axis, and bring it up. So now we have a fixed bottom. So the bottom goes up down to like the center point of the front thread. So like about there. Alright, this looks good. We don't need U2, so delete U2. And oops. Okay, let's not do that. Forgot that the panel's there. Alright, let's do mirror again, y-axis, move it up, move it up, move it up, move it up to here, to wherever the panel's gonna be. So the panel's here. And then I'll just move this part down. And make it more rounder. The bottom part is more round than the top. The top part is more flat. Scale it up just a tad bit. Alright, I think it's looking good now. You got its face, you got the threads. And then let's just do the panel. So for the panel, we just gotta select this. We don't even have to select it. We just add an edge loop right around here. And select the faces. Move them inward. Before you do that though, it's better to select the interior faces and just delete them. I think that way would be a lot more faster than refixing all those edges. So select that, extrude. Oops. I don't know why the other side didn't work. Alright, okay, you delete that. I guess there's an edge here that's like blocking it. It's gotta be one. Come on, delete. Ah, god damn it. Alright, let's select that, do a quick merge threshold. Let's see. I think I gotta do that to the bottom too. Yep. Okay, now we can make an edge loop around. God damn it, I should have duplicated it. Alright, so we were running into a bit of a uncomfortable conundrum. let's say. Hopefully I can get the panel back. Okay, there we go. Alright, I don't want to delete these panels. Let me just duplicate that. Then work on the one that's duplicated. Alright, now if I delete it, I don't have any problem. You want to duplicate them because you want those interior panels so you don't have to do the work of like rebuilding the shape of the object again. I don't know how to explain it. It makes sense when you see it. Let's. Alright. So the button I press right now is basically there's three edges here. There's the vertices here. They're not supposed to be there. I can't like delete it because if I do, it'll break the whole connection for some reason. I don't know. It's a Maya bug, I think. So I'm just gonna select those vertices and then do a merge threshold. So anything between this distance threshold will get merged. So now it's gone. With that gone, I can add an edge loop around the whole thing, like this. And I'm gonna select that edge loop. Move it forward to give that secondary lip, like the one here. Delete the interior faces. And then now I have the inner panel and then the outer panel. That's why I duplicated the thing before. I'm gonna select the outer faces, delete that. And then, alright. So we get the inner panel and then the outer panel. And you can move the inner panel forward and backwards to for the distance, to gauge the distance. You can move it just a little bit forward. You can merge it with the main body. I'm not going to do that because it actually serves my purpose as well when I texture later. Yeah, so we got the face. It kind of looks like the face of those characters from Among Us, right? Like like I don't know what you would call that shape. But yeah, so we got the face. We got threads. We got the panels covering the threads. The ears. Let's make the ears go down a bit. So yeah, I think I got everything. These panels, they're gonna be painted. I wanted to have the face panels because the face panels, like, people are gonna be looking at it and will give it depth. But the quarter panels here, they can always be painted, and painted panels make look more what's the word? Cartoony than actual panels. So I'm gonna paint them. Paint these rivets as well. I don't really need to have geo for them. And then the eyes, they will also be painted. I can technically use geometry for them, but I think it's a bad idea because unlike, you know, this guy's eyes, these eyes I'm pretty sure like move around. This is like a screen in my opinion, like from what I'm looking at. I don't think it's meant to be like positioned in one place. So kind of like this character from Love, Death, Robots, the Netflix show. So he's got a panel and his eyes like move around. So it's not really geometry. So if I want to do that anytime later, I could just animate the eyes moving instead of making it actual geometry. But if you're going for like a 3D print or something, it's better to have like actual geometry because there's no way, unless you're like going to paint it with your hands, which is, it's gonna be painstaking work. But you know what? I might actually 3D print these objects. So now that I think about it, I might just do. Let's just do the eyes. Yeah. Just gonna bevel these corners. You always want to bevel like super sharp edges. It's like a little Naughty Dog trick. Oops. Come on, go back. Why didn't you go all the way through? There's probably an edge there. It's mirror threshold. I mean merge threshold. Select. And then select the ones going around. Alright, that's good. Alright, okay, so we got that. I'm just gonna do the eyes. Yeah, it's just a scaled up cylinder essentially. Let's move it in. Scale it down. Make sure it's facing the direction of his body, so it's not jutting out like it's some sort of panel. This type of love don't always come and go. Alright, and scale it down just a tiny bit. It's not as oval as I made it first. Delete. Send pivot. That to the bottom. Alright, mirror instance. What the fuck? Mirror instance. Alright, you gonna try to act like a bitch? Okay. I'll leave you. Alright, so polymirror it. Got the polymirror going. Center pivot. Move it up. Now let's do his little smile. Could always just use one of these guys to smile. Alright, duplicate. Get out. I'm just going to take the polygons from here, so I don't have to recreate the smile again. Select inverse, delete that. Center pivot. This guy is more of like a smirky smile. Looks like one side is higher than the other side. So I can fix that after I position it correctly. We'll never try again, but when I'm alright, move that down. Actually kinda I prefer the this smile to the smirky smile, because this smile looks more like he's a happy little robot, cheeky little guy. Where's the... okay. Let's move it a little closer to his eyes. And then I need to scale his eyes down. And move them up. You walk on something I never felt. I'm gonna push his eyes inwards so it doesn't protrude that much. Do the same on the other side. Let's move that up. And I'll try to maintain like the smirk look that he has on the concept. So I'm just gonna select this one, this side, move down, rotate, and straighten down the bottom edges. Come on. You got any tips for unwrapping models faster? From whole dash of ass. Yes, I got tips. Tip number 1, it's to instance stuff. So instead of duplicating stuff, make sure that you instance stuff. So every time that you unwrap one model, the other model is unwrapped as well. But you can always solve that by mirroring. Another tip would be to make sure the tensile density is correct when you're unwrapping stuff, so that you don't have stuff that's out of whack. Another tip is, I don't know, like every single like unwrapping project is different. Mostly unwrapping hard surface stuff, I would say to just keep it as clean as possible. Keep your topology clean as possible, because if your topology is clean, it's a lot easier to unwrap stuff than with broken topology. But yeah, that's what I have. I don't know if it's helpful, I don't know if it's not, but it's just what your question is like very circumstantial to the model. But what I normally do is just to make sure that you instance stuff, or make sure that you cut half the stuff when you unwrap stuff, and then mirror it to the other side. You want to keep your textures as packed as possible, like depending on what type of like character that you're working on. If you're working for games, games technically usually, you know, they need you don't have enough, you can't use as many items as possible, because like you can't have like this cylinder and his ears be differently. This whole character is going to be packed into one texture, so you're going to have to like utilize as much texture space as possible. So to do that, they usually just, the extremities use the same texture, but then parts that are going to be like in his face, in his body, and the center area is going to be unique texture. So it's not going to be like the same texture. Like the top and bottom is not going to be the same texture. And the face is going to be a different texture set as well. So it's things like that you'll learn as you do it. So I would say like, yeah, just practice more, and it'll become easier as you go along. Watch her. The only thing you see. Delete that. Make sure that it's flat. Oops. What the hell? World flat. There we go. And get it closer. Let's go to top view. How do you know what text density to use? That's something they never taught us in uni. Thanks, and that's helpful. Again, that's like, it depends on like if you're creating your model for movies or games. And it also depends on like if you're modeling characters or you're modeling like an environment. For characters, you want to keep your text density as even as possible. And you need more text density for things that are like faces, for example, or mainly like, okay, so if we look at this character, and if I were to, let's say, let me quickly auto unwrap him. So now if you were to look at him, the text density is somewhat clean, but it's not even towards his arms and his face. So parts where you have parts that are going to be like in focus are going to have more text density than parts that aren't. In movies, the good thing is you're not really limited by your text density, so you can go crazy as much as you want, because everything's not going to be rendered real time. But in games, what they do is usually they just put parts that are going to be in focus, they give them more text density than parts that are not. So the arms, less text density; weapons, less text density. Usually they do a lot of text. The text density is higher in its face, in his eyes, in his clothes. Parts that are going to be like in focus more. But at the same time, it's not going to be like a huge difference. You know what I mean? Because you're going to want to keep it as even as possible, like everywhere. That's the best way I can explain it without actually going into too much in depth into it. But it shouldn't be that hard, because if you're using Maya, there's a where is it? So I don't know if you guys can see you can stream a screen, but if you're using Maya here in transform, you can get the text density per unit, and you can choose your map size. If you're using a 1K texture, just put in 1080. Then you can get the text density here. So for every single UV island that you have, you can get the text density, or you can select everything and get the average. And once you do that, you can scale it up and down up until you get like uniform text density from everything. So Maya makes it really easy. I don't know how you do it in Blender though. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about text density. But it's the same advice as UV unwrapping. It's just the more you do it, the more you'll know, and it becomes like instinctive. Come on, go down. I'm trying to give him that like smirky smirk look. So one up raised, the other side not raised. Put you in there. Extrude, merge to center. Move that down. Actually, let's just close hole. Alright, so we got that. Now what I want is to duplicate you two. Select you, mesh, booleans. Thanks again for the tips, I appreciate it, and love the models, they look cute. Thank you, hole of ass. It's check out the concept artist. She's very talented. It's Yana Blin. I don't know her last name. It's here on my. I put it on the stream. She made them. It's pretty simplistic, but it's really fun to model these type of models. And they're also. They will also be a good print because they're not too complicated. If you have like a 3D printer and you want to print it. There we go. That was what I was looking for. Okay, select you two, hide you, move you back. Alright, now I got his smirky smile made. All I gotta do is just clean up the topology so I don't have like pinching here. Oop. Long enough. Too much. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just encasing this area because there's gonna be a bunch of triangles going through here. Because I don't want any like end guns here. I could technically like just paint the smile on in Substance Painter. I don't know why I'm making myself like forcing myself to like go through this. Guess I got a little bit of masochist in me, I don't know. Since getting's cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. Can't leave when you're gone. On I said I'm fine by the line. Okay, we got that part. I could just mirror that side, so I'm not even gonna bother. And yeah, that's another thing about modeling. Don't work hard, work smart. Actually, I can't mirror it because it's in a asymmetrical. So, I'm gonna have to do the other side as well. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but what was I saying? Yeah, so when you're modeling, you always want to work smart. Don't work hard. By that, I mean if you see an opportunity to be lazy and mirror stuff instead of doing it over and over and over and over again, take it. When you first start, it's good to go through the hardships and just, you know, connect every single edge loop and you know, just for practice. But as you gain more experience and you become better and better at it, you want to do stuff that's going to speed up your time so you can focus more on the whole than, I guess, just the parts. So yeah, so that's why you want to be lazy. But I'm not the only one who says laziness is good. Bill Gates says he would rather hire a lazy person to do a hard task than a non-lazy person, because a lazy person will always find the fastest way to do it. Which is kind of true. Like I used to, work at so many different places, and one of the places I used to work at, the laziest person usually just finishes their tasks a lot sooner than the fastest person, because they just want to like get over it, and they always find like ways to make their stuff more efficient. It's just hilarious. But I would say that's also like human history. The reason that we have so many technologies is because we're too lazy to do the hard work. But that's like a philosophical discussion. Yeah, it's a modeling session. Delete. Alright, so everything's got its own edge now. I don't really need these three, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Bye bye. And I know I created an end gun here, but it's okay. I could just get rid of it. So I'll create one here. And there we go. Alright, so no more end guns. Top part, I can get rid of it. Just do that. And then you two can get connected to here. Nice. Keep the thickness even. I'm gonna do that. Wait, what the heck? Why is it disconnected? Alright, let me select the whole thing. Merge edges that are close. Hopefully this thing's not broken. Okay, it's not. Alright, now close. And now I'm going to just connect the inner edges, which is going to be a lot easier. Alright, center. And then it's just connecting points. My V sometimes itches. What's the question? Are you related to The Weeknd? Nope. I am not, but I do get that a lot. A lot of people say I look like him. It's just that he's originally, like, his parents are from East Africa, Ethiopia, and I'm from there as well, so we kind of share some features, but we're not related. Although I do have an aunt that says one of her exes was his uncle, but I don't know if that's true or not. So I'm keeping my yeah, so I'm not literally claiming any relationship with him until I can prove it. But it's not a bad comparison because he's a pretty good looking dude. I would say so myself. I wanna win. Okay, and done. Nice. Alright, so the topology is fixed. And the character is looking cute. It's looking kawaii. Kawaii! I might just select there too. Group view. Oops. I'll look better when I oppose him. And then I guess I have to fix like the his screen size, I guess, more. But that's something you can easily fix. Let's delete that. Let's make sure you guys are in the same group. Okay, let's put that head. And then we got the threads. Thread 1, thread 2, group together. Legs. Merge you two together into one group. And then I'm gonna call this one, what should I call it? Pillbot. So the first one's Boxbot. The second one is what do I call it? Crabbot. So this one's let me call it a tank bot because it's got threads. Alright, let's move this up and delete the rest of the stuff that we don't need. Oh, uh-oh, something froze. I don't need that anymore. And I will keep the faceplate though. Zero. I will keep the faceplate because I want it. In case I later decide that I'm gonna remove the eyes and mouth, and I'll just have it painted on. God damn it, why can't I spell faceplate? Faceplate. There we go. Oh. There we go. It's much better. Delete that. Alright, so I got 3 of my, okay, save. 3 of my guys here. It's all nicely set up. Got the gang all set up. Pillbot's a bit chunky. Let's decrease him size. I would say about here. Alright. So there we go. We got the gang here. On the right, we got Boxbot, the tallest one. He's probably the leader. Pillbot here, the cute one. Looks more practical. And then we got Crabbot here, who is the baby of the group, I would say. Yeah, we got 3 of our guys here. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a break now. I'll probably be yeah, I'll UV unwrap them and then texture them the next couple of sessions. Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for everyone that's commented. I'm sorry that my stream cut off in the middle. My internet cut off, so I had to wait until it came back on. But yeah, thanks for asking me questions. Thanks for everyone that gave me an award, scores, upvoted, and everybody that commented. So I'll see you guys next time when I finish the stream. Alright,